It's got a compressor, get rid of your compressor. It's got a tuner, get rid of your tuner. It's got an EQ, get rid of your EQ. And then it's also got the direct output, so get rid of your direct box. So you can throw away 4 pedals for this one pedal, and the distortion on it is bomb. Oh, this sounds so epic. I'm Nicki Tedesco, and that was the Alpha Omega Photon. Hi, I'm Nicki Tedesco, and I'm a bass player and songwriter, and my goal in life is to inspire others to write their own music and to get the best bass tone of all time. Make sure you subscribe if you're on YouTube, and also make sure that you come by to Twitch, because I am there live streaming. I play bass for 5 hours with a big live stream bass team, and they request different songs, and then I will try to get different tones, and we just mess around with all kinds of bass tones. We talk a lot about songwriting tips, and we just have so much fun over there. So definitely come over to Twitch and check out one of my live streams, because it's 5 hours of bass tone. And if you're here watching this video, I know you're into that. I'm sure that you've seen the hype around this. You've seen the cloaked and jagged man playing incredible tones. I'm a little parched and slightly verklempt. Let me just tell you right off the bat why I'm so blown away right now. I have a few different basses that have so many different levels. First of all, this Rickenbacker. I have to do everything in my power to be able to hear it. It's got a really low signal, really low, okay? And then my Spectres, you guys know I'm all about my Spectres. They have a really hot signal, okay? So they're got a hot signal, right? So I don't usually have to turn them up. I've got my Fender P Bass, which is passive, and so I always like to do demos with that one compared to the Spectre, so that you guys can see the difference between a passive and an active bass, right? Sounds normal, okay? So when I plugged in these different basses, I plugged them in, and I was like, oh, it sounds perfect. I don't have to change anything. Okay, let me switch bass. And this happened with every bass. So I plugged in the Spectre, it sounded great. I plugged in the Rickenbacker, sounded great. Like, I didn't have to turn it up, and you guys don't understand. That's unheard of, that I didn't have to turn up the Rickenbacker. I love the bass. It's not a put down. It just has a very low signal. Anyway, what I'm trying to say to you is the compressor on this pedal is bomb, because how they explain it is that it's a smart compressor. It intelligently applies makeup gain to your signal. So you know how when you have a compressor and you got to plug in, you've got your input, you got to turn that. Then you turn on the amount of compressor that you want, the level. And then you've got to turn up your output signal, right? And now you're like, well, you got to do an A and B side by side so you can hear if you turned it up loud enough. Well, okay, 10 minutes later. But that's not the case with this pedal. This pedal does that for you. So it is highly intelligent. So let me tell you why this is not just another pedal, okay? First of all, there's going to be a follow-up video, because it can be controlled by MIDI. And I'm trying to wrap my head around, what does that mean? Does that mean that I can plug in my keyboard MIDI controller to it and just start doing crazy stuff? I will find out. I will do a follow-up video, but I had to get this video out because this pedal just dropped. So when they sent this to me, they said it's just a programmable Alpha Omega. It's basically like the Atom. So check it out. It's got all the same controls. But when I got it, okay, this is what I realized after I read this tiny little manual. It's not a complicated pedal, but it does do a lot. There's a lot in there. You can throw away at least 4 other pedals, okay, because it's got your Alpha Omega, but it's programmable. It's got a compressor, get rid of your compressor. It's got a tuner, get rid of your tuner. It's got an EQ, get rid of your EQ, and then it's also got the direct output, so get rid of your direct box. So you can throw away 4 pedals for this one pedal, and the distortion on it is bomb. It's also got a cab sim knob that's rotary, and you can program that too. Besides the fact that you can program the pedal to whatever setting that you want, you can also, it has a USB port, so you can plug it in with the Darkglass software. You can manipulate different impulse responses. You can manipulate different distortions. You can even take what the presets that they already have. And you guys know that they're tone wizards. They are freaking tone wizards. So you can just download more of their presets and you know they're going to keep coming out with great ones. And so you can download all those presets. You can also configure your own preset and keep it yourself and program it, download it, upload it, whatever you want to do. It even has Bluetooth. You guys, I'm totally blown away with what this freaking pedal does, okay? And then you can control it with MIDI. And that, I can't even wrap my head around yet. Follow-up video to come. If you press the buttons B and C, that turns on the tuner and it's muted. Great, right? And so when you hit the A and B button, that'll bypass the pedal completely. It won't process anything. And I can't hear anything when I bypass the pedal. The compressor is 4-to-1, 8-to-1, 12-to-1, 20-to-1, and all in. Let me show you. So when you turn it, okay, we're going to leave it on 1. You can see it's on 1. This is the compressor button. See how the corresponding number 4, 5 turns on because it's the 5th one in the position. If you turn it one more time, it's completely off. So take a listen. On to distortion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Off. The way they explain the rotating B knob, this distortion knob, is that number 1 is the alpha omega, number 2 is the alpha omega with growl, number 3 alpha omega with bite, 4 alpha omega with growl and bite, and then the 5th one is alpha omega studio rig with growl and bite. Okay, let's talk about the 3rd knob, the cab sim. This is just off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think the Cab Sim 2 and the Alpha Omega Studio Rig with Growl and Bite is my favorite combo, and so that's what I'm going to use for the demo for all the sounds. Okay, there's a couple more things I wanted to show you. So whenever you turn it, whoops, sorry. Whenever you start messing with it, this button will breathe. It'll easily breathe. And then when you decide you've got a setting that you like, then you hold it down and then the lights will blink and then you have programmed that button. To get out of that, you just press on it. Press both of these buttons at once. The B and C button, then it turns into a tuner. And let me show you how you read this thing. Okay, so these 2 lights are going to tell you if it's in tune or not. Okay, and then these are going to read the note. And I know, you just got to get used to it. Check it out. And it's muted. Lovely. That's an E. Can you read that that's like an E? Get it? An A. Do you see that? Do you see like the A? Get it? That's like an A. Look, D. See how that's a D, right? Okay, here's the back of the D. It's like D, right? G. Right, and then I was like, am I imagining this or is this what's happening? But then I played an F, and okay, thank you, hand. Okay, I'm going to play an F. There's an F. See the F? And then that's how you know it's sharp, is that this guy lights up, right? So now it's F sharp. Now check it out. G, see that funky G, right? And then G sharp, right? Because see this one is lit up. Okay, so it's got your compression, drive, mod, blend, and level. There are how you're going to sculpt your signal chain. And the compressor is so cool because it applies the correct amount of makeup gain so that your signal is always driven at the appropriate level no matter how much compression is applied. And I love that idea because I don't even have to explain to you why. Okay, so the drive potentiometer adds distortion and drive to your signal. The mod potentiometer selects or mixes between the alpha and omega circuits. The blend mixes between the distortion signal and the clean sidechain signal. And then the level controls the master volume. Then you can store those positions in each preset. Okay, let me explain how the equalizer is. So it's got a low shelf, 250 hertz, 500 hertz, 1.5, and then 3K, and then a high shelf. You can also change the frequency bands to 100, 200, 400, 800, 1.6K, and 3.2K. And so the sliders respond to the direction of your swipe on any part of the slide. So you can also make small adjustments without your finger covering the actual position. So let's try that out. Let's see what that's like. Ooh. Ooh. It also has a Bluetooth pairing. Oh my goodness. If you're into tweaking a bunch of sounds, if you're into impulse response, if you're into changing your distortion, if you're into all kinds of different compressions and EQs, this pedal's for you. It also has a stereo output, which not all pedals do. They usually are just having like one output. So there's that. So if you are trying to figure out how to justify this pedal, just know you can get rid of 4 or 5 pedals and you can get this one. That's how you're going to justify it to your loved ones. I'll see you on my next video or my live stream or wherever, you know. I've got music coming out all the time. So take care, take good care of yourselves, and treat yourselves. Go get this pedal, you guys. It's crazy good.